All right, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Good day. This is from InfoWars. This is from Zero Hedge, April 3rd, 2020. We're talking about foreclosures of properties. But let's be clear about this. It's not just up to 30% of mortgages will fail. What about car loans? What about small businesses? What about the combination of all this and more with unemployment? Uh, Talking about some people wanting to push this thing clear to the fall, and that we need to get back to work now and knock this crap off. Get back and get these markets working again. Everything depends on the ability to get back to work and to take care of ourselves. Now, this is going to dwarf 2008. You can bet that if this keeps up, it's going to affect the markets, it's going to affect the loans and mortgages, the loans in cars, small business foreclosures, unemployment, the markets. This is going to make 2008 look like child's play.
So my point is that you've got so much more debt in the system, and the economy is now addicted to almost 0% interest rates. To take interest rates above.
Okay, so there's several major points here. One is that we've got really low interest rates, almost zero interest rates, but our debt is higher than it has ever been. And we have foreclosures on houses and properties. We've got cars, bankruptcies there. We've got small businesses either in bankruptcy or foreclosure or combination of those things. You've got the markets, very unstable. So this coronavirus is going to create more financial problems in a long term than I believe Trump or anybody else is going to be able to pull us out. And the big problem here is that the big boys are going to gain more from this than anybody else. People that have money, that have reserves, that can pull and buy real estate when it falls, the big boys are going to make more money off this than anybody else.
On Fed funds, even 2 or 3% would completely crush the economy, to the extent that if you normalized interest rates and going up to 5 or 6%, that would most likely have the exact same impact of the coronavirus.
Tonight, I'm privileged to have a great guest. As a lawyer, I deal with people that deal with millions and billions of dollars of assets and transactions, and part of my obligation is to be able to try to forecast what's going to happen politically or economically in order to best protect them legally. One of the people I've enjoyed the most on YouTube is George Gammon. You can find him. Its last name is spelled Gammon for those people listening by radio. You can find him at Twitter at George Gammon. But I highly recommend the sort of masterclass presentations he puts on a daily and weekly basis on YouTube. What is really important is he makes things that are otherwise difficult to understand, that are not within the universal language of the ordinary and everyday person, accessible, and gives information that in turn is actionable. It's that combination that is a rare skill set in today's economic world, especially if you're watching places like CNBC and other CNN and the rest.
All right, so we're going to get past this. I'll leave you the source on this. I don't know what this guy's going to say.
Debt all-time high. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier on how the economy just cannot handle interest rates above, call it 2%. But I think if you look at Japan, to your earlier point, and a lot of people have seen that deflation, the 2 or 3 decades of just stagnant growth, and they've looked at their balance sheet and say, well, my goodness, they're 220% of GDP, and we printed up $4.5 trillion, let's call it in base money, since 2008, and it didn't create a lot of inflation here. It wasn't hyperinflation like all you Austrian economists were so worried about. But what they're really not understanding is how money is actually created. So you have base money that the Fed controls, and that's when we say they're printing money, quote unquote. They're just creating bank reserves. And then it's up to the primary dealer banks to create an additional deposit by buying a financial asset or lending that money into existence using those bank reserves as kind of a backup. I won't go.
It's a mess. We need to be out of the Federal Reserve. I don't care what has to happen, but we need to get out of the Federal Reserve. Will we ever? I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think Trump or anybody else has the power to do that. I would love to be proven wrong. I think all this crap with Q saying he's going to control the Federal Reserve, I think they're full of crap, to put it mildly. We're going to end it here. All I know is that the financial markets are going to be such a topsy-turvy deal, and that the big boys are going to make a lot of money on this before it's over. After these markets drop, after real estate drops, the big boys are going to come in with their financial reserves, and they're going to cherry pick the best stuff at low prices, and they're going to, the end result of this is they're going to make out better than ever before. It's all about the money. It's all about controlling the markets. It's all about profit and gain from crisis. We've seen it again and again historically. This is no different. No different. Except it's more massive. That's it. So Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. So financial rocky roads ahead. Look at some expansion, I hope, in the digital markets the next couple of years. But the big boys are going to be smelling like a rose when this is all said and done in a year or two or longer. Good day.